Thanks for joining us for our weekly film show. Now, you've heard of the Golden Globes, awarded by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. France's equivalent, the Lumière, awarded its trophies this week. And I'm joined by our film critic, Lisa Nesselson, by Skype. Now, Lisa, you usually know what you're talking about, but on this topic, we can be absolutely confident because you are the president of the Lumière Academy. Tell us more about these prizes celebrating French film.
Well, I may be the president of l'Académie des Lumières de la Presse Internationale, but I'm just one of 125 journalists who hail from 36 different countries, but who live and work in France. 2020 was an unusual year in that movie theaters were only open for about 6 months, so roughly half as many releases. But 170 French films did make it onto the big screen, so we definitely had some excellent French films to choose from, and there were 70 nominees in all in 13 categories. We have the distinction of being the first awards of the year. Thankfully, France doesn't go overboard in the prize-giving front, and it would be next to impossible to campaign for a prize. In interviews after the ceremony, just about all of the winners emphasized how essential it is for films to be projected in real movie theaters, sneak previews, how rewarding it is to accompany a film all over France, all over the world, in fact, and to enjoy the lively exchanges with audiences.
And The Monopoly of Violence is a documentary made up of footage shot during the Yellow Vest protests. It won the Best Documentary Prize. Here's the director, David Dufresne.
Aujourd'hui, en effet, on est clairement, pleinement dans un débat qui est absolument nécessaire, qui a lieu dans tous les pays et qui a lieu maintenant en France, qui a eu lieu aux États-Unis. On le sait bien avec George Floyd, on sait bien que la question de la police a joué un rôle dans les élections américaines, de la même manière que la police est en train de jouer un rôle dans le jeu politique français actuel et sans doute pour 2022. C'est-à-dire que oui, on est en plein dedans.
So Lisa, why does the Academy give a co-production prize?
To honor the fact that French producers are often the crucial component that gets a film made in another country. If France disappeared tomorrow, a huge chunk of world cinema projects would go with it. The competition was really stiff, with entries from countries as varied as Tunisia and Iran. We chose The Man Who Sold His Skin, which is representing Tunisia in the international category for the Oscars. And we gave the Best Actor Lumière to French actor Sami Bougia for his Tour de France performance in the Tunisia, France, Lebanon, Qatar co-production, A Son.
Well, I was there too, and I presented Sami Bougia with his award. Here's what he had to say when asked how he feels about the French government's stance that to combat COVID-19, only so-called essential businesses can remain open. And that doesn't include cultural venues like museums or movie theatres.
Je ne connais pas de culture non essentielle. La vie est une culture vivante et elle n'est que essentielle.
So that's the Best Actor. What about Best Actress?
I'll make that Best Actresses. French actress Martine Chevalier and German actress Barbara Sukova shared the award for their magnificent portrayal of a loving couple who nobody realizes are a couple. The film also won Best First Film, and Two of Us is France's submission for the Oscars.
Okay, well, here's Martine Chevalier explaining how the scale of the film's success is the last thing she was expecting.
Je suis comme une enfant devant un gros gâteau que je vais devoir manger et qui m'effraie un petit peu quand même parce que je ne suis pas habituée à ça. C'est un parcours pour ce film hallucinant, vraiment, et magnifique en même temps parce qu'un jeune metteur en scène, un premier film et de vieilles actrices extraordinaires.
C'est nous. Maman, elle vous a menti depuis 20 ans. C'est moi qu'elle aime.
Partez ou j'appelle la police!
Dégagez! Regarde-moi. Je suis là.
Well, Maïwenn won Best Director for her ensemble cast dramedy DNA. The animated featured Josep, about a real-life artist who survived the Spanish Civil War, only to end up in a concentration camp in France, won the animation trophy and the best musical score.
And just as it was unthinkable to name one actress from two of us without the other, most promising male newcomer went to the two very talented young men who play the protagonists in François Ozon's gay summer romance, Summer 85. I guess it's time to mention that Best Film went to writer-director Emmanuel Mouret for Les Choses qu'on dit, Les Choses qu'on fait, an intricate, talky, and gorgeous ensemble piece whose English language title is Love Affairs.
Well, here's Emmanuel Mouret on why French films about romance are still a viable export.
Souvent, quand je rencontre la presse étrangère, on dit que mes films sont typiquement français. Et lorsque je rencontre la presse française, on me dit vraiment que mes films sont à part dans le cinéma français. Je pense en tout cas qu'il y a une fascination à l'étranger pour, je crois, ce qu'on appelle le French love. C'est comment les Français pratiquent l'amour. Voilà. Et donc, il y a beaucoup de fantasmes sur nos pratiques.
Je veux pas être la maîtresse d'un homme marié.
J'aurais pas dû te dire que j'étais marié.
Non, sinon j'aurais pas couché avec toi.
Pourquoi tu voulais coucher avec moi alors?
Parce que t'étais mariée. Pensant que justement, t'allais pas vouloir recommencer. Je veux pas que tu t'imagines qu'une relation durable et officielle est possible entre nous.
Ah bon? Pourquoi?
Je suis déjà mariée.
T'es mariée?
How French people practice love. Certainly very interesting. Hopefully we've given everybody an irresistible urge to watch a French film as soon as possible. And thanks to an annual month-long festival underway here until the 15th of February, you can do that via the online myfrenchfilmfestival.com. What do you recommend this week, Lisa?
Incredibly gifted documentary filmmaker Sebastian Lifshitz followed the lives of two girls from age 13 through 18 to make Adolescence. Emma and Anna are best friends, although they come from different socioeconomic brackets in semi-rural Brive-la-Gaillarde in south-central France. Now, journalists, chroniclers, nonfiction filmmakers will say to their human subjects, "Don't mind me, pretend I'm just a fly on the wall." I'm beginning to think maybe Sebastian Lifshitz really is a fly on the wall because he achieves a level of intimacy with his subjects that is incredibly deep and authentic, but never invasive or exploitative. The exquisite balance he achieves makes us feel as if we know these girls. Over the course of 5 years, we watch them grow up. We witness crucial moments in their development. Decisions big and small. Lots of homework, lots of talking on the phone, lots of speculating about guys. The Charlie Hebdo and Bataclan massacres rocked France during the filming, and each family's reaction to the election of Emmanuel Macron in 2017 is interesting. Going into a long-term project, you can't possibly know whether you'll encounter twists and turns and unforeseen drama, the things that make for a challenging life for the protagonists, but fascinating viewing for us. Let's just say that Lifshitz picked two girls worth following with his camera.
Okay, well, let's take a look at Adolescence.
Dans cette période si douloureuse pour notre pays, la France est forte, elle se lève toujours.
Disons que ça ne te laisse aucune alternative.
Mais puisque c'est ce que je veux faire, putain, on s'en fout. Tu vas partir à Paris, moi je vais partir sur Limoges. Tu sais, quand on se reverra, on aura grave changé et tout, tu vois. Ouais. C'est angoissant, je trouve, le futur, en vrai.
Well, along with movie theatres, museums are closed here in France, but the Louvre is holding its annual festival of films about art available to watch online. Tell us more.
Well, in France, one refers to the cinema as the seventh art. Disciplines like painting and music got there first. Every year, all over the world, filmmakers endeavor to bring three-dimensional artworks to art lovers watching two-dimensional screens. From January 22nd through the 31st, the 14th edition of Les Journées Internationales du Film sur l'Art, International Days for Films About Art, can be experienced online. There are lectures devoted to exploring the relationship between cinema and the other arts. The guest of honor is director Alain Jobert, whose Palette series recently turned 30.
Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. We're going to leave you with a glimpse of what's in store via a virtual Louvre. Remember our website, we're also on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.